On today's video, I'm going to show you guys the ultimate cell phone holder that BMW never made. Welcome back to the garage, guys. We're back in the F10 535. Today, we're going to be working on trying to find a way to mount a cell phone in this thing. Now, I know BMW thinks that 1985 did it right, and this can't be improved upon, but I'm here to tell you, this is 2019. We can do better than that. Now, I know they make a lot of different options for places to mount cell phones in these cars. For one, I've got the one that goes in the CD drive in one of my other cars. It's loose and floppy and really does a number on this right here. It messes up the whole face of the CD drive, so I don't recommend that. Please don't put a cell phone holder in your vents. These things are fragile. These cars are getting older and they are going to crumble, and these things aren't cheap to replace. Also, you've got the ones that mount to the windshield with the suction cup, and they have like the little arm that comes out. Some of those have like a little pedestal to help support it, like by having it epoxied or taped to the dash. Guys, those things will wobble and flop all over the place. They block your visibility out the windshield. Not to mention, we've got tinted glass here. We really don't want to mess up our window tint. So that just wasn't an option for us. So I've got a solution that I think is going to work. Check this out. So we went online and did some shopping, trying to figure out the best cell phone holder as far as functionality. Now, we had a few requirements. Now, first off, we wanted this to be one-handed operation. We didn't want the claw with some kind of crazy spring or buttons and ratchet mechanisms. We want to be able to just set the phone in there securely with one hand. Also, we wanted to be sure it charges wirelessly. That was one of my wife's special requests. She wants it just to sit it and charge. She doesn't want to have to plug it into anything. So what we came up with was this puppy right here. This is from Amazon. It was reasonably priced and had some outstanding reviews. So I had to go with this and at least give it a shot. Now, it comes with a USB style cord and this adapter here that looks like it's for putting it in a vent, but we're definitely not going to do that. But here's the unit itself. There's not a whole lot to it. It is adjustable on the bottom. So what you do is you put your phone in from the top and it's spring loaded. So the sides kind of close in on it. And you see they kind of hold the phone there. Now, I've played around with it a little bit. It seems like it's going to work great for what we're trying to do. So let's see if we can't figure out a way to make a mount to put that in the car. So guys, we hit the ground running on this project. We've already made a whole lot of progress. What I've done is I've taken this trim cover off here in one screw and lifted off the top of the center console. Taken one screw out up here in the front and slid that carpeted trim forward and out of our way. Now, what I want to do is run a bracket made out of aluminum through this tiny slit in the carpet between the ductwork into where the shifter would go if this thing was a manual. And now I've checked underneath there, there's plenty of clearance, so we're going to attach it right there, bring it out, and then come up right here with some aluminum brackets. So have I mentioned lately that I am not a fabricator? Just throwing it out there, guys. We're winging it here. So I've got this piece of aluminum. I had this stuff through there, and then I marked it right where it come out, square with the edge of the center console. So I want to cut it here, and then I'm going to run a piece at 90-degree angle vertical right off of that up to where the cell phone needs to mount. So what I'm about to show you is the Achilles heel of this project. I've got an aluminum bracket that I want to cut and then resecure more aluminum to it. So that means we're going to be TIG welding, but we've kind of mothballed the TIG welder because none of us know how to use it. So until we figure out how to safely use the TIG welder, we're going to try using some of this here, some Super Alloy 5. I've used this stuff in the past. I've had good results. I've had bad results. Let's hope we have good results today. So what I have is all this braced together because that is the angle I want between these two pieces to make this bracket come out of that console cleanly. So let's get the torch fired up and see if we can remember how to do this. I don't know if you guys could tell in that time lapse, but that braze job was amazing. I want you to look at how good that looks. No, really, it looks like a can of crushed apples. It is pretty ugly, but I believe it will hold a cell phone, so we're going to keep moving forward. All right, so we are not winning when it comes to fabricating, so we're going to try electrical out for a bit. So what I have here is the wireless charger. It does take a micro USB. So the cord it comes with just takes it from micro to standard USB. I plug this in my car in the center console and the glove box testing it, and neither one of those USB ports has enough power to run this. It needs essentially like a fast charger, like Samsung has like the fast chargers that have more amperage. That's what it needs. So what I did is I went to the Walmart and picked up this adapter for a PowerPoint or cigarette lighter, which has a 2.4 amp output. It's got two of them actually. We're gonna mount this on the back of our unit and try to hardwire this side into the car so there's nothing to come loose and to have to worry about. Since all we really needed was the USB ports, we took the PowerPoint apart and got rid of some stuff we didn't need, like this little LED here, some springs, and some flashy green glowy bits. So now all we have is a black and a red wire and a cord and some USB ports. All right, so through some rather complex Appalachian engineering, we were able to hook this battery to that red and black wire and fire up our USB port. We used the supplied cable to go ahead and plug in the wireless charger. Now it's going to be a bit awkward to do on the bench, but I wanted to give this thing a bench test, quite literally, and see how it works. So I heard a little vibration, and look at that, we are wirelessly charging. This thing is going to be great. We can watch our favorite YouTube channels while going down the road. So now that we got all that sorted out, we need to see how we're going to wire this into the car. This is the underside of the center console. There's the two cup holders, and then there's the PowerPoint in the center. Now, this harness is what feeds those circuits, and as you can see right here, this brown wire will be the ground, and that red wire with the black tracer is our B+. So we're going to splice it in right here on this, just behind this connector, to give us a little slack to move things around. Let's see if we can find ourselves some wire nuts. So it turns out I'm out of wire nuts. We ended up having to solder these wires in. So we just bugged them in right there behind that connector. We're going to kind of follow that harness back a little bit, then split off to go to our car charger mount. So while I was working on the wiring, I went ahead and shot some paint on the mounting bracket. And I've just had time to dry now, so I've gone ahead and bolted it in the car. I've got the 3 bolts there. The bracket comes out and underneath this carpeted trim here, and then up just above the console for that cell phone holder. So let's go ahead and get all this reinstalled. We've only got one more thing to do, and that is attach the holder itself to this bracket. Now, I put this bolt through here and kept this taped up so I didn't get paint on it, because the way I'm actually going to attach this is I'm going to use some epoxy. So you guys may be second guessing my decision to use epoxy, but check out what I've got. German epoxy, worth fix-all. This stuff will stick anything to anything forever. So we're going to mix this up a batch and get that thing stuck in there and see how we did. So here is the finished product. We've got the phone holder mounted. I've got the bracket in there. The USB thing is stuck to the underside here, so I've got one more port. Somebody needs to charge something a little quicker than normal. Now the cord's a bit long. We need to find us a shorter cord, but I think this can be classified as a successful project. Let's give it a test. So guys, it's time for the moment of truth. We've completely reassembled our console. We've given our epoxy a few minutes to dry. Let's put ourselves a phone in there and see what happens. Bam, there it is. We have wireless charging, and look at that. It already pops up to your favorite YouTube channel on its own. That is the best cell phone holder ever right there. Please don't watch YouTube while you're driving down the road. But guys, tell me a better place in this car to put a phone holder. You got your shifter, your MMI, or your iDrive as you BMW guys call it, and right there, you got Dickie's Garage at your fingertips, guys. How could you ask for anything better than that? That is awesome. So we're going to end this video off right there, guys. If you have any questions, please drop it in the comments down below. But as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.